Welcome back, folks, to Let's Play Tyrian 2000. When last we left off, you need to give the heroes of the universe a chance to recuperate, rest, and enjoy life, because if you don't, what happened with Trent Hawkins will eventually happen. They'll get sick of constantly having to save the universe, find out that the people that are sending them out to save the universe are just using them so that they don't have to do anything, and then they'll do the space equivalent of a mic drop and leave. Trent Hawkins activated cryogenic freezing in his ship and has spent 101 years travelling away from the Tyrian sector, far, far away to Earth. It sounds like a silly place, I don't know why he wanted to go there. We're not going to do the minigame, we're going to skip it. The madness has stopped for now. Perhaps I will be given a chance to rest. Someday I may find my way out. Someday. Your total score, ridiculously large number. Secret hint, 421. Secret levels? Only 2 warp balls exist in episode 4. Most levels are found in other special ways. That they are. We shall input our score, our ridiculously high score. Look at how high that is. Take that, General Zinglun. Episode 5, Hazudra Fodder. Oh look! More levels! Here is a message. Hollow news and more news. Let's read this computer recording. We deeply regret having to take this action. While the universe continued on without you, we, part of the Hazudra whole, strapped a proximity bomb onto your ship and redirected you with a subtle nudge towards a very hostile enemy asteroid system. Your cryo system will wake you at this point. Once we detect your renewed signal, we'll instruct you further. Good wishes. Oh look! Turns out, we're still doing stuff. What a surprise! Somebody figured out where we were going and decided, hey, we'll just use you for our means. So we've gone from saving the universe to saving the universe. Time for some hollow news. Mrs. Rob Neither with the Daily News. Zingland cultists believe behind attacks. In a strange move, a group of cultists following the recently deceased Lord Zingland have claimed responsibility for several food-related bombings in the Savara system. The attacks seem to be mainly situated upon a small moon storage facility run by the eccentric Baker Bob. Apparently a large quantity of pretzel dough and high-speed twister bakers were stolen during the explosions. It is still unknown what the true purpose or cause of these bombings is, but local authorities have set up a blockade around the planet. And finally, Datacube Dispatch. Report, L-Line Agent Stream 2041, Trent Hawkins Memorial erected. Date 100031 IREV. Today, with the collaboration of the Delaney Central Committee and the Tyrian Regional Tribunal, a memorial statue was erected on Tyrian's capital city of Fochi's Central Complex pedestal. The statue was erected to commemorate the heroic actions of Trent Hawkins, already a legend in the galaxy for his superhuman fighter-powered skills, and his single-handed rescue of the system from the invading Vikramad fleet. Looks like people still revere us as a legend. We don't know how long has passed, but it doesn't seem like very long. At all. The 101 years didn't come to pass. There are things we can get, including the Dragon Frost weapon. We're not going to get that, though it does have a ridiculously large spread of fire. There are things we can buy here, we don't want them, we don't want that, we don't want that. We could get Satellite Marlow, we don't want Satellite Marlow, we don't want anything here. So, we are going to move on to Asteroid 3. It doesn't have the awesome music, but it does have a few enemies that we're going to be destroying. This is a pretty slow start. Episode 4 does nudge you in quite gently, because these enemies aren't that tough. The rocks, however, are quite dangerous. The rocks are far more devastating than any of the enemies you could possibly face here. The rocks are what you should be blowing up. Also, we're collecting data cubes again, because data cubes will give us the story, and because we're ridiculously well equipped, we shouldn't have too much problem destroying everything that we encounter here, including all of these spiky asteroid ball things. We'll get rid of all of you. More data, might as well grab that. Watch out, danger is afoot. The danger is pretty much gone, apart from all of these ships. We've seen these kind of ships before. Not for very long, we saw them for one level, but we have seen them. So why are we saving the universe again? Why have we been dragged from trying to escape everything to save everyone once more? And will Transon Lohk figure out that we are in fact not dead and alive? Let's hope not. We don't want to hear from Transon Lohk again after all. Here is a boss! And there was the boss. It's gone! Asteroid's complete. We got 2 data cubes. Let's read them. News and data. Report, L-Line Agent Stream 60. The Grey Books return. Mysterious grey books filled with unknown material have surfaced in an archaeological expedition to Savara, led by well-known scientist Graphim Arugo. The books are encased in a medium-grade durable material and are alien in nature, although Graphim believes that they originated on a distant planet named Earth, mentioned in several folklore passages. Filled with graphite and lead compounds, the books seem to carry a clue to unraveling the mystery behind Tyrian's unknown past. The research team believes that the graphite compounds have a direct connection to Tyrian's gravitron crust. Curious. And archive data. Reference, Torm Biology, Dragon. Researchers on the jungle planet Torm made a breakthrough discovery on the true nature of the wildlife referred to as dragons. Apparently, these lifeforms are not indigenous to the planet, but actually seeded themselves onto the world without assistance. Long a difficult and dangerous species to study, more so due to the extreme aggressiveness of nesting females, a link has been established to the genetic structure of Torm dragons and similar species found on several other uncolonized worlds. To corroborate this fact, young dragons have a harder chitinous membrane around the bodies which stay intact even in a dead vacuum. Food reserves are high due to the large third stomach which holds undigested food, coupled with their ability to live off both oxygen and carbon dioxide, and it's clearly possible that they can exist in space and maneuver through shifting their own massive, powerful wing vibrations. Later research funding has been low, however, but the remaining project members hope to determine if there is some kind of migratory or exploratory instinct in the dragon mind. Are we going to fight space dragons? We probably are. We could buy the Super Carrot if we wanted to. The Super Carrot is interesting. We could also buy the Storm, which is a really weak vessel, but it does have a cool ability. We're not going to be buying the Super Carrot, we're going to be sticking with the prototype Stalker C. We could also get the Needle Laser, which, if you improve it, becomes lots of little lasers. We're not going to do that, we're going to stick with what we have. And there's nothing cool here, though there was a quite expensive generator there. And the Bubble Gum Gum is something we could get, which fires tons of bubblegum in a random pattern around us. We could get that, or we could stick with the exceptionally powerful and ridiculous Zika Super Laser. I think that might be a better idea. Also, we want to save over this one, I believe, now. There we go. Time to move on to the next level. Asteroid 1 or Sojin. Let's go to Asteroid 1. Aha! The awesome music is back, and this is one of the reasons why I like Episode 5, because you get to see this again. This music, this aesthetic for a level. I do like this aesthetic, although there are some very blue platforms there for some reason. We'll never know why, but this awesome music is something that we can dance to! And we'll see if we can find anything over here, like data cubes or anything nice. Nope, just some very simple platforms to take care of. Maybe we'll get a better idea of why we were woken up from our cryogenic state once we do this mission. We haven't had a single data cube. Hopefully the plot will decide to inform us directly what we're doing. But for now, it's just a pretty simple level. We could have gone to Sojin. I decided to go here because this music's here, and let's face it, that's always a good reason. There are rocks that will shoot us, there are enemy ships that will shoot us, there's a random building there, and some buildings there too. We'll just blow up everything, because let's face it, nothing here can survive our firepower. Nothing. If you've gone through the whole game, Episode 5 for the most part is a reward because you are so absurdly powerful that barely anything can stop you. Especially if you have the lasers, or the Zika lasers. They're pretty good too. Lightning Cannon's also pretty good, but I've always loved the lasers. It's just a shame that this level I don't think is very long. And we're pretty much decimating it. I did say that we were very powerful. And you get to go through the whole game again with all of your stuff. Once you complete it, you just go back to episode 1 with all of your firepower intact. It's like, yes, and now you start off dealing with Microsol. Oh, and you have a full-powered frontal laser cannon. That is just even more absurd than you think it is. There's a rock. Must destroy it. Must destroy all the rocks. They could be hiding goodies. They could be hiding secret levels. They could be hiding anything. To be fair, not very much is actually surviving what we throw at it. We may want to switch to the sonic wave when we get the chance. The small mines that I have here, they're pretty good, but the sonic wave can be fired forward, and in these kind of levels that's really useful. It's not bad taking care of all of these. Haven't found a single data cube. There might not actually be any data cubes. There are barely any ships for us to hit. And you... We have over 750,000 in credits, which we can't spend on anything. We could have bought the carrot ship, but I didn't feel like buying the carrot ship. Trent Hawkins has enough silly going on. We don't need to have more silly. Also, here's the boss. The boss actually can hurt if you're not careful, and we're being careful by blowing it up like that. We got no data cubes, but the game is giving us one. Grand to see you have emerged victorious from the asteroid fields. It was a most impressive display to see their ships explode from your assault. Again, we do apologize for setting you on this dangerous course, but there really was no other way to stop the Zingler Knights. Yes, Zingler. While there is no sign of him in any form, his essence lives on in his followers. It is certain that they are trying once again to destroy everything. Once again? Microsol is merely one front to their power, though decidedly weakened. What remains is a more sinister subterfuge. For instance, already food supplies have been reduced to little else but gruel. We believe starvation is one part of their plans. Either Savara or Kamenis would be a good place to look first, as activity on both worlds is very high right now. Your ship will be allowed to travel to either, of course, without fear of detonation. If they notice your presence, we feel there is a good chance they will reveal themselves to you out of anger. And thank you, Trent. The Hazudra friend you had was once close to me as well. I am sorry he could not be with you now, for a good friend would have made the journey so much easier. Indeed, it would have. We can get the Gen Core too! It looks very silly, and we're not going to be getting it because it's a substantial downgrade. We could get the Lightning Cannon. We could get the Starburst or the Fireball. We're not getting either. No upgrades here. No upgrades here, though there is the Advanced Microfusion Generator, which is pretty good. The Minto ship is available, and the Microsoft Front Blaster. We don't want any of them, though. We're going to save, and we are going to move on to the next level. What level is this? We're going to be going to Kamenis rather than Savara, because Kamenis is the level that you'll find in the arcade levels, and it's a very weird level. It's got a very different artistic style to the rest of the game, and you're mostly fighting aquatic life forms. There are the occasional spaceships that fly by, but mostly it's going to be seahorses and eels and all other kinds of fish. And there's no actual sea here. Are we in the sea right now? The game isn't going to tell us either way. What we have to do is blow up everything that we encounter. This level isn't that difficult. There are some seahorses there. I have no idea what connection they have to Zingland. Maybe they're working with Microsol. We have discovered, by the way, that Microsol is just a front for Zingland. Everything has all been about Zingland. Was that the case in the original Tyrian game? Maybe not, but it's what happens in Tyrian 2000, and these ones are firing lightning. Not that dangerous though, because we do have a ridiculously powerful front laser, which is generally ridiculously powerful. But I'd rather be ridiculously powerful than not be in this instance. There we go, we'll just deal with you, and hopefully we can get to the next level. I don't know if we go to Savara afterwards, I don't think you do. Savara is certainly a level that makes a lot more sense, though that said, if we go to Savara, there's a good chance that Transon Lohk may figure out that we're still alive, and that would be kind of dreadful. Maybe we were able to change our communication frequency so that Transon Lohk could not find us, or we just changed the paint job on the side of the ship. Maybe that would work, I highly doubt it. In the far future they have better ways of... Oh look, there are starfish! try to fly towards you and deal lots of damage. They probably don't deal that much damage, but they'll try. You can sort of see them if you're careful. Like there's one right there, and there's one there too. But this level, not that dangerous. You do have to be a little careful of the lightning though. The lightning will hurt, but we have ridiculously powerful shields, so we don't have to worry about the lightning. I do believe there is a better shield. I don't know if we're going to get the opportunity to get it, but we'll certainly try. Compared to the arcade mode, we have far more armor because I don't think you can ever improve your armor and shields in the arcade mode. They're just stuck at the default setting. That said, you can upgrade things far easier, and you don't have to go to any shops to find things. Aha! Here is our boss. A giant saucer thing. Get rid of this, get rid of this, and then we have to deal with the central part. Which I do believe is... Nope, we don't even have to deal with the central part. Warning. Warning beacon specifies level 5 automated resistance system. Unknown response to continued approach. Hello, we have Zinglin here talking to us. Again, you plague our path toward ultimate wisdom. Again, your cursed mind and stolen starfighter technology return. You were thought to be destroyed in your battle with our god Zinglin. However, I see that some twisted destiny permits you to live. I cannot. Was that Zinglin speaking through someone, or something more sinister? Either way, we can already go to the Microcore Stalker Mark B. We can also get the Retro Ball. We could also get the multi-cannon, and the heavy guarded bombs and the scatter wave. We don't want either of them. We don't want to upgrade there or there. We could get buster rockets. We're not going to get buster rockets though. And more buster rockets. Nothing good there. So we shall save and move on to the next level. The next level being Gygus again. The station. They have a station here now. A lot has changed in a very short period of time. Then again, maybe the station was always here. Let's get some more points, because we need more points, clearly. We do not need more points at all. This is the point where Episode 5 gets a little bit trickier. Because those ships that drift from left to right can deal a lot of damage to you very quickly. We're getting lots of points. We really don't need them. We don't need any of these points. Would like to get another chance to get the Sonic Wave back, but we'll not. We'll get one later. I'm pretty sure we'll get one later. Do I have to destroy this? Well, either way, we did, so maybe we avoided something terrible. They are firing really quickly, though, these ships. They did not fire this quickly in Episode 1. Then again, maybe they did, and I just didn't notice. Our shields are slowly getting whittled down, and that's kind of bad. Let's deal with you. Excellent, shields back to full strength, and we haven't found a single data cube. Maybe they're hidden in these space drills. We haven't found any dragons in space, though. That is a little unfortunate. Aha, this is the bit where it gets a little trickier. Because of all of this, we need to very quickly... Oh, we have run out of a lot of things. Like shields, we don't have any more of them. We really need to deal with you. And now we can deal with you, hopefully. Oh, nearly. Shields are coming back. Okay, that's gone. Now we have the boss. And the boss is gone. Not surprisingly, the enemies in the level turn out to be harder. We got no cubes, but we have data from Zinglin. A glorious message from our god led us to this final path. Some doubt us, but we realize to fulfill Zinglin's wishes, we must control the food supply to all, then twist it to his will. His ire is absolute, and his hatred for you brims over and envelops your future. Soon you shall behold the fruit of our glorious and divine leader. That sounds ominous. We could get a few ships here, the Storm, Majenko or 2, don't want any of them. Can't get anything there that would be better. We don't have the Sonic Wave there. We can upgrade, however, to the Microcore HXS Class C, which is ridiculous. Look at the fact that it just goes straight off the bar there. We'll get it. Nothing there we want. Nothing here we want. We could get the Battleship Class Firebomb. That's pretty good. It fires in all directions. It's quite nice, but we're not going to get it. We instead are going to save. the Zika blasters, the Zika superchargers, and we will move on to unknown here, to the final level of the game, at least to my knowledge. There's lots of fruit around, this level is called Fruit, and we are going to be fighting enemies that pretty much entirely comprise fruit. The game ends on an exceptionally silly note, as we take on Zingland's fleet, Zingland's worshippers, in their fruit-based ships. We've no idea how fruit is able to fight us, but there is a thing made of fruit and there is a spiky thing that is an orange. The game is only going to get sillier in this final level. I imagine that was made of strawberries or something else, but we need to blow up everything because fruit! Fruit in space? That's silly. We must save the universe once again, and hopefully we'll never have to save you. Oh look, there is a ship that is made entirely out of bananas, firing bananas at us. At least we're not firing hot dogs and having hot dogs fired at us. Suffice to say, our shields are ridiculous, our armor is ridiculous, everything is ridiculous. We can pretty much destroy everything here. And knowing me saying that, we are inevitably going to get blown up. That is not fruit. That is no lightning-based fruit, unless I don't know a particular kind of fruit that is entirely made of lightning. But either way, let's just presume that that thing that fires the lightning is made of fruit somehow. It's probably not made of fruit. They probably cheated on that one. We do have the awesome music here to end out the game. And that thing there that we put on for no reason. Will doing this save the universe? Will it mean that all of the food is free for everyone to eat? We don't know. Hopefully nobody is paying any attention to this, because the last thing we want to do is have everything start all over again. Maybe that's what happens. Maybe Trent gets stuck in a time loop, and thus has to do it all over again, with no memory of it being a time loop. We can only hope that eventually... Oh, I think there are also lemons there, as you can see. It's not just bananas, it's also lemons. These ships are not very powerful. The boss, however, I think is probably the silliest boss that we'll ever fight in this game, which is apt considering the fact that it is the final boss. Here comes the boss! It's a pineapple ship, and it's gone. Fruit completed. We got over 900,000 points. Related by your one-time friend with Bruce. You were sought out by his people, the Hazudra Collectors, and sent to destroy the Zinglandnites. With none of their forces left, and the deadly fruit weapons destroyed, the universe as a whole is silent once again. No response ever comes of your inquiry to the state of the Hazudra, or who sent you on this journey. The secret haunts you in your sleep. Still a hero once again, as always. Congratulations! You didn't think that would be the final screen, did you? But it is! Enjoy your space fruit! Your total score? Ridiculously high! Did you know? Hiram, who appears in the Bible as David and Solomon's ally, was a king of Tyre from 969 to 936 BC. Now you know! Total score? Ridiculous! Transon Lohk, take that! I win. And now we get the credits, because the game is finally over, at least the core game. And it is an exceptionally enjoyable game. I loved playing every single level of this. And look at all that stuff that was done by that one person. It's an exceptionally fun game. If you like scrolling shooters, you'll love this one. If you like the music, you'll love this game. If you like having ridiculously large amounts of firepower, you'll love playing this game. And if you like the story making absolutely no sense, you will like this game, because it starts off making sense, and then you start fighting giant faces, and then it kind of loses its aim. It's just a really fun game that I love. But I'm not done with this game yet. Oh no! There is still more to this game, still more that must be shown. For there are other modes, there are hidden modes, and there's also the time attack, the two-player mode. I don't have anybody to play two-player with, but the two-player mode is quite interesting, and there's just so much that this game gives. not only in just the main game, but in an entirely different mode that is hidden by you going through a selection of special modes. Also, there is the Super Carrot. We did not pilot the Super Carrot. There it is again. So many Super Carrots, so many other ships, as Trent Hawkins saved the universe once again. How many times did Trent Hawkins save the universe? A lot, probably 3, 4, 5 times. And of course, the beta testers. There's a ship that we never saw. That ship is only seen in the 2-player mode or in one part of the hidden modes. Levels in episode 1, 17, 12, 12, and 20. Lot of levels, the end. And the best part, for Super Arcade mode, the experimental PQZ, type Techno at the title. That is Super Arcade mode and the beginnings of it. And one thing that tends to happen when you go to the beginning of the game is that things get changed. You end up getting the Banana Blast, and the Banana Blast rear weapon. You get to keep your side weapons, but you end up being given the Super Carrot more often than not. Let us read the description of the Super Carrot. The Super Carrot Food Chip 9 is one of the most advanced edible fighters ever produced. You can't go wrong with a food chip. Food chips are usually complemented by either the hot dog mustard spread technology or the dreaded Super Banana Bombs. This one has the Super Banana Bombs, and we could go through the whole game again and use the Super Carrot to great devastating effect. By the way, the Banana Blast, if you power it up fully, it's kind of ridiculous, and if you power this up fully, it ends up being an absurd amount of banana-based death. But we're not going to be doing that. For when we come back, folks, I'm going to show off some of the other modes in the game. Some of the Super Arcade, and also the one that is hidden behind all of the Super Arcades. You have to complete the game as every single Super Arcade ship before they give you the code you need to type in to get to a completely different game mode. But I'll be showing that off without doing that, because I know that passcode that you need. And so, that was Tyrian 2000, the core campaign. The 5 episodes all completed, and it was a joy to go through each and every one of them. We may have a ship that's made out of carrot now, but it's still a pretty good ship. And so, when we come back, folks, more Tyrian 2000. The game's still got more to show us yet. And I'll catch you next time, folks, and I'll see you then. Later.